Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, folks. 6 reasons why Stellar XLM deserves your attention in 2025. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. Now let's see what's happening with Stellar. First, we are going to be checking this video out, and then we will go on to see the 6 reasons why Stellar deserves your attention. Folks, Donnell Dixon herself has posted this. Look at this quotation. We've been talking about stablecoins since before they were even called stablecoins. So we've been preparing for this. Basically, we've been prepared for this. Stablecoins like PayPal's PYUSD have massive potential to bring people and businesses on chain, and the Stellar network has the right infrastructure to meet the moment. Bring on stablecoin summer. Folks, I would like to add one more thing. We always often talk about stablecoins, but stablecoins that do not go through that regulatory tunnel, basically, they won't stand the test of time. When it comes to Stellar organization and the projects it collaborates with, they are most probably regulated, folks. Now let's check this out. Okay, let me open this up. Yeah, look at this CoinDesk. When I think about the revolution, this is a quotation again from Donnell Dixon. When I think about the revolution and I think about how I talk to people, it really is about the fact that you're moving money basically with sub-zero fees. Like the fees are just tiny, and so it allows just so much opportunity for growth to be built up on top of the network, and that truly is what an open network is all about, folks. So let's check this out, what Donnell has to say.
Now, so excited to talk to you. Really excited to talk to you specifically about this announcement that you just released around PYUSD, PayPal, Stellar. Why don't you just tell us about it?
Yeah, no, thank you. It's so nice to see you too, Sam. Thanks for having me. Today we just announced that PYUSD is going to be available on Stellar this summer, which is awesome news for the Stellar ecosystem. And I frankly think great news for PayPal as well. The idea of bringing a stablecoin that has relationships with millions of merchants globally and has retail users all over the world could then actually be on a chain that is focused on real world utility and everyday financial services. It's pretty awesome. So we're really excited about it.
Donnell, we'd be remiss to not say that we are literally in stablecoin summer right now. We had the Circle IPO last week. You guys have been working with Circle for a long time. There are a few chains that I think we're so bullish on how stablecoins could transform the financial systems than Stellar. So tell us a little bit how you, like in your perspective, how we got here.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny when I think about, we were focusing on stablecoins before stablecoin was a word. And it's so awesome to see it actually come to fruition. And I love the moniker for stablecoin summer. You know, one of the things that Stellar was built for was asset issuance and payment, cross-border payment, just the idea of moving money so simply. And to be able to finally get to a place in the United States, and certainly I think globally, where stablecoins are not just seen as this like new shiny thing, but are actually seen as valuable assets for utility and for accessing just merchants and accessing individuals globally and being able to move value that quickly. It feels like a decade, because it is, in terms of how long we've been actually trying to push this momentum. But to see it all come together now is just, it's beautiful. And I think it really demonstrates the value, not just of Stellar and the tech stack, but of just what this kind of ecosystem can do for the world.
When people ask me about this, I talk about the revolutionary capacity of stablecoins, really as we move into kind of a fully connected internet-enabled world, and that it's truly a transformational sort of way of thinking about money. What do you say to those who say, oh, you know, the dollar does just fine? Like how's your response to this? And I guess, what are the talking points that you think people respond to most when you see their eyes light up about this?
Yeah, well, when you think about it, I mean, the truth of the matter is for most people, and certainly people who are in the United States and who are in like Western Europe, the dollar or the euro or all of those assets that we're so used to, they do move just fine. But when you think about the global south and when you think about what the demand for the dollar globally and how hard it is to get access to it and how hard it is then if you have access to it, what can you do with it and how much are the fees that you're paying for it? So when I think about the revolution and I think about like how I talk to people, it really is about the fact that you're moving money with sub-zero fees. Like the fees are just tiny. And so it allows just so much opportunity for growth to be built on top of the network. And that truly is what an open network is all about. If you think about the internet and you go back to the days where content was coming onto the internet and it was those early days, what was so incredible about it was not just access to the content, but it was access to the builders who were building to be able to bring that content and value to individuals and to businesses. And that is what this like a stable coin that can, transfer in 5 seconds with very tiny fees, with the momentum of being able to build economies in places where maybe they didn't have the opportunity to get access to these off ramps that obviously Stellar has because of MoneyGram. There's just so much that people then understand. But you kind of have to take yourself out sometimes of where you sit and think about the individual that sits in, you just think Mexico City, and they want to receive value from their family member who might be in the United States. And before they had to pay higher fees or they had to go into a place to be able to cash out and to get it. And now you can transfer this value in 5 seconds with very low fees. And it sort of changes the dynamics for them and really changes the opportunity and the empowerment for the individual and for the small businesses. So I think that kind of resonates with them when they think about this technology as outside of what we're used to in the United States, for example.
So Danelle, I want to talk about PayPal coming in. When PayPal did this, I think people were very excited that there was now some new entrants into the stablecoin space. We keep hearing rumblings of a lot of people getting into the stablecoin space. But let's focus on what it means that an institution like PayPal is also playing in this arena with us. Do you believe that this is kind of part of the beginning of what could be a sort of onslaught of different stablecoin currencies coming in? Or do you think you need to be someone like a PayPal in order to be able to do this at this level?
That's a great question. It's funny. I'll just take a step back for a second. When we first started way back in the day, so 10 years ago, and we started thinking about who should be the issuers of stablecoin, we always thought about it from the standpoint of an entity that would actually use that asset in addition to being able to mint that asset. So PayPal is kind of the perfect party to be able to do that because they have access to these merchants that are already part of their ecosystem, and they're going to use it and focus on velocity. So there's always this focus on volume, and lots of asset holders want volume to exist so that they can, earn the interest on that. But when you think about velocity, that actually gets to the usage point, and it gets to the piece of saying, what is the value of this asset and how is it being used in the world? And that's what PayPal focuses on. And so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other folks that come into the game in terms of stablecoins. We keep hearing about banks even wanting to be part of this. And I don't think that there's going to be opportunity for all of them. But when you think about the connectivity of an entity like PayPal and what they've already done, payments has been their focus for so many years. And when we think about the value of what stablecoins offer, it's ease of use for payments and for, think bill pay. If you think about like payroll, you think about all these things for small to medium sized businesses that they already have relationships with. That is what's really exciting. When we talk at Stellar about everyday financial services, that's the usage of the asset, not just the asset itself. And PayPal's always been part of that game.
The one thing I've learned probably more from you and being with your team and at your event than anyone else is how crypto wallets really are the new just financial apps of the future. Am I to think about this through the lens of all of these different people, whether it's in India or Africa or Latam or wherever it may be, who are building wallets on Stellar now also have immediate access to PYUSD?
Yeah, once it comes live on Stellar this summer, yes, they'll have access to it. They'll be able to leverage it. And then if you think about MoneyGram and the relationship to be able to have those off ramps and those on ramps, it just opens up the market. So I think about the end users and the businesses as being able to leverage this, but you're right to focus on wallets. We now have this really keen focus on the wallets having ease of use so that people who are not crypto native and who have never really like had to gotten to understand this technology, they don't need to, because the wallets who are building are focusing on solving problems for their region, wherever they might be, and having an asset that's stable like PYUSD, but also easy to move, connected on a chain where there's tons of utility already. It just makes it so that there's just, it shows not just the value, but it shows the outcomes that we originally wanted here at the SDF. We've really focused on the need to be able to move money simply, but to move it to places and to have empowerment for those individuals who didn't have access to that kind of thing before.
You mentioned businesses. Because of the sort of cross-border nature of what you guys do, is the end goal that you go into any small shop and anywhere in the world and there's a pay with Stellar or pay with PYUSD sticker on it, and you just take out your phone, and that's sort of how this is all working, and ideally at a lower fee? Am I like,
well, wouldn't
right?
that be amazing? Like, wouldn't that be like the world that we all want to see, is that tap to pay, which is already like taken hold in most countries. It's just so much simpler now because you can either use it on a debit card that might be connected to your wallet, and you can just use that asset versus having to convert anything. I mean, that is the world that we would love to be able to see, whether that's in the USD asset, PYUSD, or in assets that are local assets. Like, all of these things are possible with this technology, but to see that use and that ease of use, that would be amazing. So sure, I'd love to. I envision that as being the world. I don't know when that'll happen, but I would imagine that it probably happens in the next 3 to 5 years for sure.
All right. Final question. You guys have been doing the hard fight for so long. This is just another great example of allowing Stellar to be the payment system for these cross-border payments, remittances. What's next?
More of this, I hope. I hope we have more utility. When we talk about everyday financial services, it's also the access to loans. And those loans could be for small to medium-sized businesses or individuals, like microloans. All of that being available in DeFi and connected through these wallets and using these assets that are stable assets. It's just like sort of the world that we envision. So I want to see more velocity of the assets that are on Stellar. I want to see more movement of value. I want to see more wallets coming to the network. Because again, I don't think that there's necessarily one global wallet that sort of wins all. We want it to be focusing on those local problems. So we're going to do that. But then connecting that up to DeFi, that's how you get to the everyday financial services. And that's an important piece that I think we can't forget. Like, there's, think about collateralization. There's so much opportunity to bring all this together now with the DeFi piece, with these assets that are strong, and then with these wallets that are, focused on the individual problems in each region. So I think that's what we're going to see next, and we're going to see a lot more of it.
Amazing. Danelle, CEO.
Folks, Danelle is such an elegant ambassador for Stellar. I really like her, the way she carries herself, and how well she talks about certain things. Now let's get on to why, the 6 reasons why Stellar needs your attention in 2025, folks. Now look at this. This is X Finance Bull over here. Everyone talks about the future of crypto. Meanwhile, XLM is out here building it quietly, but I think that it is not quite anymore. People know about it. The UN knows about it. A lot of these institutions now know about it. It is no longer quiet, in my opinion. Anyways, CBDCs, national currencies, real partnerships. So Stellar is indeed making noise. Quietly making noise, maybe. Yeah, that is a contradictory, oxynomoric. If you're sleeping on XLM, this is your wake-up call. Study the utility, follow the money. 6 reasons why Stellar XLM deserves your attention in 2025. Number 1, a mission that matters. Any good project has to have a good mission. It needs to have a great vision. Mission plus vision equals success. So Stellar is built for financial inclusion. This is the core mission. It wants to add people. It wants to add the underserved regions, the global south in its framework. In 2025, it is doubling down on this vision to solve real-world problems, especially in underbanked regions, the regions that lack financial inclusion, folks. Powering CBDCs and national currencies, XLM is being considered for central bank digital currencies, which are the future, folks. These currencies, whether someone likes it or they do not, they are here to stay. Central banks are exploring it for cross border payments, tokenizing national currencies, and everything. Talking about partnerships, Stellar needs no introduction. We're talking about big players like IBM and MoneyGram. In 2025, Stellar is expanding its real world partnerships, bridging traditional finance and blockchain more than ever, folks. Awesome. Great partnerships. We're looking out, expecting more as well. Curious to see what they do. It is lightning fast, ultra low in terms of fees and transactions. The transactions cost less than 1 cent and settle in 5 seconds. This is rather useful for microtransactions and mass adoption, folks. New upgrades and ecosystem growth. Always, Stellar is making progress. It is here to stay. It is evolving, and its ecosystem is constantly growing, folks. 2025 brings smart contract capabilities via Soroban. This expands Stellar's use cases to DeFi, tokenization, and programmable finance. It is a safe haven in volatile times. Folks, out of all the projects out there, XLM is one of the projects that I've seen a lot of people, despite whether they like XLM or not, they rely on it. They use XLM to send a crypto, exchange it to XLM, and then send it. And besides that, it is known for being a bit stable and having a real utility. It is going to be stabilizing even further and growing exponentially in the process as well, hopefully, if they continue on this trajectory. While many crypto projects chase hype, Stellar continues building quietly, attracting long term investors who value substance over speculation. And this is how it should be, folks. We should be focusing on fundamentals rather than just pure shilling, and inorganic pumps via various social media platforms. So, this is, folks, why Stellar needs your attention in 2025 and beyond. And the future of XLM looks really bright, folks. XLM has a huge role to play in the global finance as a whole. So, moving value and digitalizing trade, work XLM, XRP, and XDC. One facilitates global remittances and payments. One serves as agnostic bridge currency for banks. One moves value and digitalizes data from global trade. This is what we're talking about, folks. XLM has good company. So, do you like the reasons why XLM needs your attention? And does XLM has your attention now? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Decent and its wallets, as well as Patreon, by following the links in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.